Well, hey there, my friend. I hope you're doing really, really awesome today. I wanted to jump in and share actually a comment that I got just recently from somebody that's in my Creative to Thrive Artist Mentoring Program. You know, one of the questions that I get all the time on the podcast and on Facebook, Instagram, and that sort of thing is all about pricing your artwork. And I don't know if you're one of those artists who have ever struggled with pricing your artwork. I know for me, when I started out, that was a major, major struggle in my life to figure out how to price and how to do the things, that I needed to do, but actually make money at doing that, because hello, it's one thing to do, your art as a hobby, and that's wonderful. But if you want to go into the marketplace and you actually want to, start thriving and making money and making a part-time or full-time income from that, it takes one thing to do that, and that's called profit. You got to make money with what you're doing. But if you're not pricing your artwork in a way that works for you, that where you're able to generate money, then what happens is you end up building up frustration inside of you because you're not getting what you need to get to make money. And at the same time, you're still feeling the pressure of trying to kowtow to everybody's pricing needs and wants and all those sort of things. And it just makes a big mess. And it takes your focus off of actually creating art. All right. Have you ever wanted to have someone in your life who you could ask real questions about your art, your business, and even your walk with the Lord? Well, that's exactly what we do every Friday here on 5 Minute Mentoring, where I answer one question from one of my awesome podcast listeners in order to help you start really thriving as the artist you know God created you to be. So I wanted to read this. This is actually from Marina, and I love what she said. She actually said, I usually really struggle to price my art, generally underprices her art as well. She's actually in the UK. But she's been studying in the mentoring program. I've got an extensive module on pricing your artwork, and we've actually got a pricing calculator that I teach people to use. And so she's been studying all that, and she said, and she started charging per square inch. All right, so that's kind of a typical model that I teach in pricing in 2D artwork. And she said, so I did this, and although it seemed like a lot to ask, all right, mindset. It seemed like a lot to ask. She said, she went ahead and did it, and she priced a piece of art based on that nomenclature. All right. So for her, that methodology, that was a huge stretch for her. All right. So she put it out there. It was actually in the context of a challenge that somebody said, hey, post 10 pieces of art over 10 days, that sort of thing. So she did the module. She figured out the pricing, even though it seemed expensive, out of her comfort zone. She priced it like that. All right. And then I love this. It said, so I did this. And this is the quote right here that I love. Although it seemed like a lot to ask, ... I got an immediate reply saying yes, and that she could do a bank transfer today. Now, there is nothing better for me than somebody that mentors artists than to see something like that happen. I love it when all of a sudden, and I actually responded to that post and I said, hashtag new normal, hashtag truth bomb, revolutionary, right? Because this for her was a huge aha moment. It took the struggle and the fear out of this whole thing about pricing. See, here's what I've learned over the years. Most of the time, 99% of the time, the struggle that you have with pricing has nothing to do with the value of the work, the quality of the work, what people will pay or what they won't pay. 99% of the times over the years, I have found the major roadblock when it comes to pricing is you. It's your mindset. It's what you believe about your own artwork, what you believe is possible, what you believe about your own value, what you believe about your own ability and willingness to be able to share your artwork in a way that's meaningful, in a way that's presented as valuable to others. See, if you don't value yourself, then that same discounting of yourself and your gift will be reflected 100% of the time in the price that you put on your artwork. Now, that's not to say that you can just charge anything. That's not to say that you don't have to look at what the market is doing in your area. That's not to say that there aren't real factors when it comes to pricing. But I just find 99% of the time, all of that stuff works itself out. The artist is the one who puts up the major roadblock when it comes to pricing your art. All right. So I just want to encourage you right now. This is not, I'm not going to go into this whole pricing your art strategy, that we teach in the mentoring program right now, because that would take too long. Really, today was about just helping to ask the question in your own heart. Are you struggling with pricing your art? Are you afraid to put the price that you really need to put on your art? Or are you just kind of settling for less because it's more comfortable? I guarantee you, for most people, if you were to take a really hard look at your pricing, more than likely there are some underlying issues that are around that. I'll end with this story because this is where it all changed for me. I remember moving to Asheville, North Carolina. I'd just gotten in the Southern Highland Craft Guild, which is one of the premier fine craft guilds in the country. Almost 100 years old this year, actually. And just incredible work, fellow artists, great buyers. People come to buy, people come to spend money, it's been that way for years. It's a wonderful environment. And I was in there as a new artist, and I had done some work, and I had pushed my pricing to where I felt comfortable with. All right. And I had priced my work up until that point based on pretty much what I thought people would pay, or what I thought was reasonable, kind of based on what I would pay as a person. I thought, well, I wouldn't be giving any more than this, so I won't price any more than that. Well, I had a really beautiful sculptural piece. I was just starting to get into sculptural work. I had a beautiful piece there, and as I started working, the crowd and people are coming up talking to me and that sort of thing. This one guy came up and he started circling that piece, and I was like, "Ooh, he's gonna buy it! I just know he is." And as he started looking at that piece, I could just tell there was something in him that really, really liked that. And then he looked at the price. Now, this was a huge stretch for me. I had put $250 on that, maybe just 200. I'm trying to think now. It might have been $200, $250, something like that. Let's just say 200. I put $200 on the price tag. And that really, in those days, that was a stretch for me. All right. And the guy, he engaged me, and he said, "Well, you're the artist?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, this is a really beautiful, piece, really special piece." And I said, "Well, thank you so much." And he said, "People come to this kind of show because they're looking for something that is really, really special." And I was in the back of my mind, I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, this guy's going to totally buy this piece. Like he is driving himself into the buyer's lane right now. And I said, yeah, people do come to this show. It's a beautiful show. He said, "Matt, can I be honest with you?" I said, sure. He said, "Now you've been doing this a lot longer than I have." I hadn't at that point, but he said, "You've been doing this a lot longer than I have. You got a lot more experience in this, than I do." But he said, "I'll be honest with you. $200 really doesn't say special to me." And he walked off. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I wanted to say something like, "Did I forget that other zero? Did I forget I meant $2,000, not $200. I actually had a friend like that happened to one time. She was selling a piece of pottery, and she was charging only like $150, $160. And the lady thought that it was $1,500 or $1,600, took it up to the counter to buy it. And when she realized that it was only $150, refused to buy it and left it on the counter. Why? Perception. And so positioning and perception when it comes to buying, pricing art is huge, but you will never, ever, 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 ever get to that point of being able to do that unless you gain the confidence in yourself and the confidence in what God's called you to be able to price your art in a way that sets you apart from others, that makes you strong in the marketplace, that makes you competitive in the marketplace, and allows you to make money at a wholesale rate or at a retail rate. All right. Well, listen, I hope this is kind of charged up some things inside your heart. It's a great opportunity to take it to the Lord and just be like, Lord, am I charging for my art based out of fear, or am I charging for my art based on being a business person, being confident in what you call me to, knowing that I need to make money and make a profit to sell? It's a great question to ask and to deal with some of the inner fear that may be around pricing. All right. Well, listen, if you have any comments about this, I would love to hear from you. So you can do it on Facebook. You can do it on Instagram. You can ask me a question. You can actually go to my website, matttommymentoring.com/podcast. You can ask me an actual question, and I'll use that many times. I'll grab those and use them for the podcast as the basis for answering a question. Also, make sure to go to my website, matttommymentoring.com. Right on the homepage, you can grab a free PDF that I have right now called Sell Your Art and Make Money Quick. It's actually a 9-page PDF with over 60 ideas to sell your art. They work. They're ones that I use. They're ones I teach in my mentoring program. They're go-to strategies that people that are selling their art right now, even in this economy, are using to really make a great living and to sell a lot of art. And I know it'll be a big blessing to you. So go there right now, matttommymentoring.com. Scroll down and you can grab that free PDF called Sell Your Art and Make Money Quick. All right, my friend, I love you very much. Thanks for being with me. If this has been a blessing to you, please hit the share button, and I'll see you again soon. All right, bye.